to buy my own car, I took care of it, man. I washed it all the time. I wanted it to look nice. I took care of it. If somebody dinged it, I got that ding out. We care and we appreciate what we have to work for. So now that you found something cool or interesting about her, now that she's qualified herself to you, you can close because now you have a reason to get her phone number. If you skip qualification, you don't have a reason to get her phone number except for her looks. Now that can work sometimes because women want to be appreciated for their beauty too. But it's not nearly as powerful. You skip qualification, she's thinking, well, what does he like about me? What does he know about me? He doesn't really know anything about me. So he obviously just wants to go on a date with me because he thinks I'm hot. Therefore, he probably just wants to sleep with me. And if she's not feeling down for that, then she may not call you back or she may not go on the date with you. But if you qualify properly, she's thinking, wow, this guy really likes me for who I am on the inside. Like, he appreciates me from the inside. So that's what qualification is all about. It's giving you a reason to get her phone number other than just her looks. Now, when you go for the phone number, just do it in a powerful way. You don't need to memorize some long-winded closing statement. Just say, after you show appreciation, wow, I really like that about you. That says a lot about you. Or I can tell you're really passionate about that. Here, put your number in my phone. That's it. Use a command. Don't use a question. Don't say, well, can I get your number? Is it cool if I get your number? That's weak. Don't ask a question. Confidence, right? You know she likes you. You expect that she likes you. So close, go for the phone number with authority. I don't mean yelling at her like, give me your number, but just say, hey, look, put your number in my phone. You seem cool. We got to keep in touch. Here. Boom. Just like that. Or if you want, say, give me your phone. Let me put my number in. And then call yourself. It doesn't matter. There's a million different ways to go for the phone number, but just do it in a powerful way, like that. Okay? And then the other option, of course, is go for an instant date right then and there on the spot. So you're going to want to ask at some point, it could be at the end or any time during the interaction, what are you up to today? What are you up to right now? If she says, oh, I'm kind of busy, I'm on my way to work, then okay, just get her phone number, set up a date later. If she says, oh, nothing, I'm just hanging out today, or I'm waiting for some friends, but they're not going to arrive for another 20 minutes, then after you get the phone number, go for an instant date. I say afterwards because a phone number is a small compliance. It's a small thing. Women will give out their phone number pretty regularly, pretty easily. Going on a date, that's a bigger request. That's 20 minutes or however long that you're requesting of her. So go for the phone number first. It's a small request. And then say, after you know that she's not busy, say something like, do you like ice cream? She says yes. Say, I know a good ice cream place. Let's go. It'll be fun. But I only have a little bit of time. I got other stuff to do, right? You're a busy guy. High status man is always busy, always doing other things, right? So always time constraint. Put time constraints everywhere. I do it at the very beginning of the interaction. I say, hey, real quick, listen, I just saw you here, and I just had to say hi to you. Something like that, right? And then I also say it before I qualify. I introduce myself, and then I say, listen, I got to run, but I don't know anything about you. Tell me one cool thing about you first. Then I got to go. Right? Another time constraint. And then at the end, I'll do the same thing. Get her phone number, and then if we go on an Insta day, I'll say, well, you know what? I got about 10 minutes. Let's go grab a coffee. And then boom, go. I might grab her hand, or I might just go like this, right? Get that touching, and as much touching as possible releases oxytocin. So the great thing to do is just go like this. Because for some people, hand-holding so soon after she just meets you, you're still basically a stranger, might be too much for her. It depends. You got to read her out. There's no one rule for every situation. Feel it out. Okay, if I'm crossing the street with her, I'm definitely going to grab her hand. But if it's a 3-minute interaction, I may not grab her hand right away, especially if she's a little hesitant. So I'll go, come on, let's go. And we'll walk arm in arm. That releases more oxytocin, creating more trust. It's going to speed things up to sex. The more touching you can get in, as long as it's not creepy, as long as you're not overdoing it and she's like, ugh, he's touching too much. Any excuse you can make for touch, it's going to get you closer to sex. I mean, you can sleep with a girl way quicker than you think. I mean, within an hour, sometimes even quicker, even daytime. There's been times where it's been minutes after meeting her in broad daylight. Not necessarily having sex in the daylight. It's usually in a house, on a bed, but it can be very, very quick. But you have to do things a certain way, and one thing is a lot of touching. So in the next video, I'm going to talk a lot more about touching and escalating. So I just want to throw in those little hints here and there so you can start thinking about that. A lot of guys will say, well, that seems really short. I mean, 3, 4, 5 minutes, that's it. And the answer is yes, because you're doing a lot of powerful things. You don't need a super long interaction. In fact, that shows low status, that you're not doing anything else, that you're not taking charge and saying, hey, let's go grab ice cream. You're just standing there going on and on, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 minutes. Your value, your status actually goes down. She starts looking at you a little bit different, like, oh, this guy's not so high status. He's got nothing going on today. He's not taking charge. He's not leading. He's doing nothing. So keep it short or go on an insta-date. It's up to you. Now, you can do other things than just the compliment qualified close. You can add things in there. You can add some jokes if you want, some teasing, some banter, things like that, and some small talk if you want. But remember, small talk doesn't do anything. It doesn't release any of those chemicals that we talked about. It doesn't really do that. However, it could give you some good information, like what are you up to right now? That's important to know. Is she in a hurry or not? Also, if she could be a foreigner, you might want to ask, how long are you in town? That's a piece of good information to know. If she's only in town, one day, then you got to move things very quickly. If she's in town for a long time, then you still could move things very quickly, or you could take your time if you need to. So that can give you some good information. So there are other things you can do during the daytime approach, but the most important steps are the compliment, the qualify, and the close. That's it. Compliment open in a very powerful way. Show your interest right away. Don't beat around the bush. Qualify. Take it away a little bit. Show that, well, yeah, I'm attracted to you, but I don't know if I want your phone number yet, right? That's what you're conveying. And then she's going to answer it, and then you can build some trust and some connection based on her answer, right? You can connect with it. If whatever she says, she could say she likes to ride horses, or she's a nurse, or she likes to travel. Whatever it is, you can talk about that. Now that becomes the conversational topic. And now she's talking about one of her favorite topics, and people tend to really enjoy talking about things that they're interested in. If you just start talking about, whatever, you start talking about sports or something, she doesn't care less. She's sitting there listening to you thinking like, I don't care about this. But if you allow her to talk about her passions and you relate to it, and you don't have to relate to actually doing it, you can relate to the emotion behind it. That's going to work really well, and that's going to create a connection and trust and release oxytocin. For example, let's take a hard one. Let's say she likes riding horses, and you've never even ridden on a horse. You can find out by asking, you can find out the emotion behind it or the motivation behind it by asking an emotionally charged follow-up question like, why do you like doing that? Why is that your hobby? What is it about horses that you really like? And now she's going to answer. She might say, well, I don't know, I feel like I'm in my own little world when I'm on top of a horse. Now you have something you can relate to. Maybe you've never ridden a horse, but there's something that you do that makes you feel like you're in your own little world. Maybe it's writing poetry, or maybe it's being on stage giving a presentation, or who knows, maybe it's traveling, whatever. It could be a million things, but now you can say, oh, I know what you mean. I feel the same way when I'm doing such and such. I feel like I'm in my own bubble, like blah, blah, blah. You can describe it. And she's going to be like, yeah, that's how I feel. And now you're connecting on this emotional level. Do you see the power in that? It's very, very, very powerful. And this is all within just a few minutes. So imagine you're having this really powerful conversation, just 3-4 minutes. All this oxytocin, serotonin, and dopamine is flowing. And then you leave, or you go on an instant date, but let's say you leave, now she's going to want more. Now she's going to be waiting for your text. She's going to be dying for that first text from you. That works really, really well. So the same sequence, CQC, works very well in social events as well. Let's say you're at some group, some organization, some event where people kind of know each other, or even if you don't know each other, there's like some kind of commonality, like you're watching a speaker or presenter, or it's some type of like singles mixer or something like that. Now, depending on the context, if it's like a work context or something more professional, you may not want to use a compliment. You may not want to say, hi, I think you're cute, I want to say hi. Then you just skip that part and just go right into the introduction. You say, hi, I'm Matt. Nice to meet you. And you can say, I just saw you here. I just wanted to say hi. Right? You're skipping that compliment because it could be awkward, especially if you're going to be in that event for a long time or several days, if it's some kind of like seminar, and you're going to see that person many times. Not that, in my mind, it's never awkward. I'm just giving her value. I'm making her day. But sometimes it's better to just skip that part and say, hi, nice to meet you. I just wanted to say hi to you. I saw you here. That works really well. And then just do the rest. Qualify and close. Now, in that kind of situation, you're not going to qualify as strong. You're not going to be like, so, I don't know anything about you. Tell me something about you. No, you're not going to do that, but you're going to say, so, besides, listening to Tony Robbins speak here, what are you all about? Besides self-improvement, what are you really passionate about? I'm curious. And then that's your topic of conversation right there, whatever her answer is. And you can steer it whatever direction you want. It's up to you. You're in control of the conversation, right? You're always in control. Now, believe it or not, CQC even works in a bar or club. In a higher energy environment, it still works. You can still walk up with a genuine, bold, direct compliment, qualify, and then close. Maybe get her number and then move on. Now, that works well if it's a short interaction. Now, in a bar or club, you have a lot more time. People aren't as busy. They're going to be in that environment typically for a few hours. So there's a few differences than daytime. So the two differences are fun or energy, having this higher energy and being in like a fun, playful state, because you're in a nighttime environment. People go there to have fun. Women go there to have fun. That's where they are. That's why they're there. So if you are all serious and you're like, hey, real quick, I thought you were cute. Wanted to say hi. That could work, but if you keep that energy, it's, she wants to have fun. She wants to have a good time. So you got to have fun. And then second is escalate. Unlike daytime, where often people are busy and you just have a short interaction, right? There's exceptions. You go on an Insta date, and then, then you're having fun, you're escalating, you're doing the whole date sequence, which we'll talk about. At a nighttime venue, you have much longer interactions. And sometimes the interactions start, and then they stop, and then you go back to that group again, and then you leave, and then, you might see the same girl 3, 4, 5 times. It may not be one continuous interaction. So you have to escalate. So the difference, again, night and daytime, there's a few differences, right? There's also groups you got to kind of deal with. There's guys that could come in. But the main difference is, every single time, fun and escalation. You got to amp up your fun, having a good time. You got to be in a great state. And then escalate. You got to move things forward a lot faster than you would during a daytime interaction. So the system looks like this. Fun, challenge, and escalate. Those are the main pieces of the puzzle. Fun, or energy, vibe. Challenge, or qualifying her, and just not seeming too eager or that she has you. I mean, once she realizes, yep, this guy likes me 100%, he would definitely have sex with me, I know this, then the fun for her is gone. The challenge is gone. The game is over. There's no game yet left. Girls like that game, right? We call it game. They like that. Women like that. That mystery, like, oh, I think he likes me because he did this thing, but then he said this other thing that kind of was weird, and I don't know, maybe he doesn't like me. Oh, but then he did this other thing that shows he does like me. He touched me a certain way. Oh, but then he turns back on me, and it's just confusing for the girl, but they like that. Women love that. If you just show her, like, yep, I like you, I'm here, I'm yours, I'm going to follow you around all night, there's no challenge there. There's no fun in that. Remember, we appreciate what we have to work for. We don't value what comes to us too easily. So you have to be a challenge. And then you have to escalate. You have to move the interaction forward. If you just open and you escalate a little bit through maybe shaking her hand, and then you just stay at that level and just have a nice conversation with her, you're done. That's it. You're just wasting your time. She's not going to want to go on a date with you. You have to escalate. You have to make the move. Okay, and that's what the next video is going to be all about, escalation. So how do you have fun? Well, what's fun for you? So let's start with fun. It's all about fun. Girls go there to have a good time, to have fun. So if you're not having a good time, you're not having fun, it's not going to work very well. But it's not about making sure she has fun, because then you're just trying to please her. It's about you having fun. What is fun for you? So let me ask you, when you go to these kind of venues, what is fun for you? Maybe it's listening to the music. Maybe it's dancing. Maybe it's just having a drink, hanging out with your friends. Maybe it's hitting on girls. Maybe it's doing dumb things with your buddies. What is fun for you? Make sure you start doing things that are fun for you. Get into that fun state. High five your friends. Do whatever it takes to get your energy up. That's number one. Go to the middle of the dance floor, put your hands up and be like, woo! Do that. That's going to get your state up. I guarantee you. Walk into the venue right away and start doing that. Say, woo! And then start talking to the first people that you see, the first girl you see. Even if she's not your type, start talking to her. Start building that fun vibe, that fun energy. If you go in there and you're just like, trying to be Mr. Cool, you got your drink in your hand, you're with your buddies, you're walking around the club a few times, checking it out, trying to find the perfect approach, the perfect opportunity, your energy is going down, down, down. Stop trying to be Mr. Cool, because you're not fooling anybody. Go and approach and get your state up. You can build from each approach. Even if the approach doesn't go that well, I'm just like, yeah, all right, I'm using that energy for the next one. You start building off of each one. The more approaches you do, the higher your state's going to elevate. And the more fun you're going to be having, your vibe is just going to be on fire. So walk into that room and make it a rule that you approach right away. First girl you see, hey, what's up? How's your night going? Is that the best opener in the world? Who cares? It's not about having the most clever opener in the world. Who cares about the words? It's all about the energy. It's all about the energy, the vibe that you're creating. So what else could be fun? Well, in an interaction, you can do things that are fun versus just having a conversation. Like, oh, what do you do for work? Oh, really? That's cool. No, do some things that are fun. Tease her a little bit, which is basically just making fun of something about her, but not in a mean way, in a kind of a silly way where she laughs at herself. Like, she says, I don't know, she loves to go to the library. I'd be like, oh my God, you're such a dork. Or I might say, the library? I haven't been there since I was like 10. Who goes to the library anymore? Right? And really, I think that's a cool thing about her. After I tease her about her, I'd say, actually, that's really cool. I like the fact that you read. That shows that you're smart. I like smart girls. Right? So I'm teasing her a little bit, but then I show some interest, and then I might take it away subtly. I might just look around the club, turn my back on her for a second or something like that. Or I might just walk away. If it's in the beginning of the night, I might say, that's cool. I might say, show that I like her by saying, I like girls that can read. I like that. You know what? Find me later. We got to talk more. And then leave. And then maybe I'll come back in like 5-10 minutes. What about role playing? Creating like this fantasy world between the two of you. She says something you like. Let's take the reading thing. You say, I like that. That's cool. That's it. We're getting married right now. Come on, we're getting married. Maybe you give her a hug, right? Oxytocin's released, but then you take it away. And then you say, come on, honey. Come on, wifey. Let's go. And then you introduce her to your friends. Yeah, this is my new wife. She's kind of a pain in the ass. But I love her anyway. Maybe give her a kiss on the head. And then she says something like, well, I got to get back to my friends. Oh, that's it. We're getting a divorce. You're done. I want all my CDs back. Who listens to CDs nowadays? Right, we're going to have to fight for custody of a little peanut or chihuahua. Right, just make up this fantasy world, whatever it is. You describe it. Describe little details about it. Maybe accuse her of being overly sexual. That's another fun thing you can do is accusations, false accusations. Like, oh, you're so bad. You just want me for my body. Right? You're still doing the marriage role play. You're so bad. You just want me for my body. But listen, we can only have sex 8 times a day. That's it. No more than that. I'm not a piece of meat. I know I'm your trophy husband, but only 8 times a day. That's it. And she laughs. Oh, no, but I want more. I want 10 times a day. And you just role play with it, and you're having fun. Do you see how that's so much better than just talking about work and talking about boring things like that? Mix it up. Add the fun, but then also add in You can have some of that talk, finding out. I want to find out a little bit about her. That's where qualification and challenging comes in, right? You find out a lot about a girl by qualifying her and challenging her, but then mix in the fun too if you're in a fun environment. And it also depends on how fun the environment is. If you're at a lounge, you don't have to be as crazy. But if you're in a club, you better not sit there and talk about work and boring stuff. And if she tries to talk about that kind of stuff, break it. Break the thread. Say, oh, that's boring. Come on, we're at a nightclub. Let's have fun. Woo! Let's go dance. Also, games can be a lot of fun. I love to play games with girls in these high-energy type environments. Any game that you played when you were a little kid, like in middle school or elementary school, works great in a club. Remember thumb wrestling. That works really good, and you get a lot of touching in. Fuck, Marry, Kill is a great game. If you don't know what it is, you basically tell her, let's play a game. We're going to play Fuck, Marry, Kill. I'm going to pick 3 people in the venue. One of them you have to fuck, one of them you have to marry, and one of them you have to kill. And that can create some dialogue in the middle of the game too. She says, oh, I would kill him, and you find out why. Well, why would you kill him? He seems like he would have a lot of money. Don't you want that? No, but he looks creepy. Oh, what's creepy about him, right? You can talk about these things. Or use it to escalate. She said, well, I would fuck him. And you say, really? Well, let's go meet him. And she's like, no, let go. She doesn't want to meet him. Right? A great way to escalate. And it's just fun. It's just a fun game for you to play. So think of some fun things that you can do. What do you want to do? Don't pick some of these things just because I say that they work. They have to be fun for you. If you go in there and you're like, hey, let's play Fuck, Marry, Kill, and it's not fun for you, you're just doing it to try to win her over and try to impress her, it's not going to work. You're not going to be doing it with power. Remember, the foundation of all of this is you got to have some power behind it. So you got to, even if she's like, what's that? That's stupid. You're like, no, it's fun. Come on, we're going to play it. She's like, no, I don't want to play it. Come on, one game, we're going to play. You have that authority. That's the key. You're also going to want to be a challenge. Remember, if you're too easy, she's going to forget about you. She's not going to be interested. Now, challenge or having that qualification mindset is something that you're doing all the time. You're never 100% sold on her. You're like, the attitude is like, oh yeah, I like her, but we'll see. I don't know. She might be crazy. She might be weird. I don't know yet. Like, you're always a little bit unsure about her. She's starting to win you over, but you're still not 100%. Even in a relationship, same thing. Still not 100% until you're married. Then you're pretty much 100%. But even then, if a girl becomes totally awful, even in a marriage, you might decide that you want to end it. I'm not advocating that. In fact, what works much better is qualify her in the beginning of the relationship to make sure she's the type of girl that you want for whatever type of relationship you're looking for. Even if it's just a one-night stand, you still want to qualify her. You still want to be a challenge. It should be part of who you are, because maybe she's crazy. If you really want a one-night stand with a girl who's crazy, who's going to rob you in the morning, or who's going to kill you, probably not, right? So you got to screen for those things. You should always be like, I'm not sure about her yet, even if she's the hottest girl you've ever seen in your entire life. In fact, the more you challenge her, the more she's going to want you. So, of course, you can do this through a qualification question. And just like during the day, you can do it right off the bat. You can be like, hey, you girls seem fun. Are you fun? Right? That's a subtle little qualification question. It's a yes or no question. It's easy to answer. And then you can ask other questions. I like to keep the questions a little bit more interesting, a little bit more fun, or even a little bit more sexual at night, because you can get away with that stuff. I don't want to just go into like, so what are you passionate about? Especially if it's in a nightclub. A lounge, that could work a little bit better. It's lower energy. So in a club or higher energy place, I might say, you seem like too much of a good girl for me. Tell me something dangerous you've done. And she might say, I don't know. What do you mean, dangerous? And her mind might go sexual. That's always good. Or she might be like, I don't know. And then you just give her an example. Tell her something you've done. If you've ever been skydiving or you've ever done anything dangerous. I might tell her, well, I was just in Spain and I ran with the bulls and blah, blah, blah. Right? That goes into a little short story. And then I say, well, what about you? What have you done? When was the last time you really did something dangerous? And she might say, I don't know. I can't think of anything. And then that's great. Keep challenging her and say, well, I really like girls who are spontaneous and adventurous. You seem like you're spontaneous and adventurous. And of course, she's going to say something like, yeah, I am, right? And now you're creating that frame that she's going to want to prove to you that she is that way. You're giving her that identity, and it's a positive identity. She's going to want to prove it. So now she'll be able to do spontaneous things, or she'll be more willing to do spontaneous things with you. She'll be more willing to do dangerous or adventurous things with you. Maybe leave the club, go to some alley somewhere, and start having some fun if you keep escalating the right way. So challenge women, tell them what kind of girls you like, and tell them that they seem like they have those qualities, and they'll start acting as if they have those qualities. Even if she doesn't normally look at herself that way, you tell her, wow, you seem this way, and as long as it's a positive quality, she'll say, yeah, I'm pretty adventurous, I'm pretty outgoing. I even tell women a little bit later in the interaction, things like, I like women who are independent, they know what they want, and they're not afraid to express their sexuality. They're not ashamed of their sexuality, because so many women are ashamed of it. They hide it. They're so worried about being judged by society or their friends. I like women who do what they want, who go for what they want. And she'll say, oh yeah, I'm that way. And if she doesn't, then I'll say, you seem like you're that type of girl, that you go for what you want. That you're not ashamed of who you are. Or you're not ashamed of your sexuality. And I'm painting it in a very positive light, so she's more likely to say, yeah, that's true. And then she wants to prove herself. Works really well. And of course, you can challenge her other ways, by just walking away, especially if it's early in the night, you're kind of working the room, you're approaching. So you might show some interest. One thing I like to do is just show interest right away. Hey, you're cute. What's your name? Right? Powerful. Still go direct a lot of times, even at night. Hey, you're cute. I'm Matt. Nice to meet you. What's your name? I'll remember her name. Sarah. Nice to meet you, Sarah. Well, listen, I got to get back to my friends, but find me later. Boom. 10 or 20-second interaction sometimes. I just planted that little seed, showed interest, and then took it away. It was a challenge. Now, she's going to be looking at me the rest of the night. Maybe not following me around or checking me out the rest of the night, but I'm going to be in her radar because I'm part of her reality now. As soon as you say something to a girl, as long as it's not like, hey, where's the bathroom? Okay, thanks. As long as it's a little bit more than that, you get her name, have a short interaction with her, now you're part of her reality. She's going to notice you the rest of the night. She's going to notice what you're doing. She's going to see you flirting with other girls and see those girls laughing and get jealous and want you. So do that. Have a lot of short interactions in the beginning of the night. Show some interest and take it away by leaving and saying, come find me later. Or I'll find you later. It's up to you, whichever way. You can also make other verbal challenges like, it'll never work between us. Even if she expresses a good quality, she says something like she's a philanthropist or something like that, you can say, wow, that's really cool. I like that. And maybe talk about how you give to children or something like that to relate to it. Obviously, don't lie. This should be true. And then say, so now you're showing interest, and then you say, oh, too bad, it'll never work between us. She'll be like, why? She'll get sad. She'll be like, what? Why? And you're taking that away. You're taking those good feelings away, so she's going to want more. And you can say, oh, because, I don't know, we have so many commonalities. I just don't know if it's going to work between us. We have too much in common. Whatever, you can say anything. But be a challenge by saying, oh, it'll never work between us. Or you're too much of a good girl for me. It'll never work between us. Another thing you could say to be a challenge is, I just don't know about you yet. Now, you can say that at any time. And the conversation's going down, you can be like, yeah, I don't know about you yet. Or if she tells you something positive, like a positive attribute about her, reward her first by saying something like, oh, I really like that because I can tell you're really passionate about that, but I still don't know about you. And that makes her feel like, what? Why? What's wrong? I'm not good enough yet? It makes her want to win you over more. It makes her want to try to impress you more because she hasn't fully won you over yet. And if she's really, really beautiful, she probably has guys falling all over themselves for her. And they're never a challenge. They're just like, basically their energy is like, I like you, please talk to me. And here you are, I don't know if I want to talk to you. Totally different. It sets yourself apart from all those other guys. And she's going to end up chasing you. So the key is to show interest and then take it away. Push, pull. It's a balance. Don't just keep taking it away. Don't keep just going like, I don't know about you. I don't know. I think you're trouble. You're too much of a good girl for me. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if I like you. I don't know if it'll work out. You keep doing that, you're going to lose her. She's going to be like, okay, fuck off. You don't like me? Fine. That's doing it too much. But if you're too much on the other side and you're like, I like you, that's going to push her away, probably even faster. So it's that balance. It's showing, I like you, but I don't know about you. It's that energy, that back and forth, that push and that pull, that interest and then disinterest, right? That's what CQC does. You're showing interest and then you're taking it away slightly. Well, I don't know about you. Tell me something cool about you. At nighttime, you're doing it, throughout the whole night, really. Even, here's a good one. You kiss her, and then you take it away, and you say, that's all you get. No guys think about that. They think, oh, I'm kissing her. Yes, I got to keep going. I got to keep escalating. Let me put my hand on her boob. Let's see if I can do that. Let's see if I can touch her ass. No, kiss her, and then take it away after a few seconds. Say, bad girl. That's all you get. Keep her chasing you. Keep being a challenge throughout the entire night. Show interest by verbally showing interest or by touching her. And then take it away. Make sure you take it away. That's the key. I'm going to talk more about that in the next video as well. And then the third piece is escalating. You have to escalate. You will lose the girl if you do not move the interaction forward. If it gets stale, it's going to end very quickly. She's going to get bored, and she's going to find another guy who will make the move on her. That's what she wants. She wants a guy who's bold enough and courageous enough to touch her and make moves on her and go for it. So escalate by leading her around the venue and by moving her. It's called logistical escalation, moving her to somewhere where you could actually escalate on her more, like your house or maybe another venue that's closer to your house. So move her around. That's really going to move the interaction forward. Touching her, of course, and then sexualizing the interaction, creating some sexual tension. And the next video is all about escalation. So I'm going to save that for the next video. But if you do those three things, fun, you're having a good time, you have this great vibe, this great energy, you're positive, and you're challenging her. You're not sure about her yet. You're qualifying her. But at the same time, you're escalating, right? You're showing some interest by moving her around the venue, by touching her, and by talking about sexual things. You do those three things, man, you will be able to move things forward very, very quickly. I mean, it'll blow your mind at how some women, not all women, right? Some women it takes a little bit more time. Every woman's different. Some women, man, they'll go for it right away. They'll be like, oh my God, who's this guy? Right? They just go, they make decisions based on their emotions, based on those three chemicals. Those chemicals are flowing, she goes for it. A lot of girls are like that. A lot of girls will act on their emotion right away, and they'll drag you into the bathroom. I'm not kidding you. You do those three things, you're going to see your interactions improve tremendously, and things happen very, very quickly. So those are the three things to focus on. And just notice what you're doing. Just be conscious of what you're doing. Are you just having fun? Well, then you need to be a challenge and escalate a little bit. If you're just like, hey, let's play a game. Hey, high five. Yeah, thumb wrestle. Yeah, now we're married. Yeah. You do that too much, it's going to go downhill. Anything too much is going to lose its effect. You got to maneuver between those three. There's no like A, B, and C for nighttime, right? Because nighttime's a longer interaction. You just have to mix those three things up. If you notice you're having too much fun and you're just like turning into the clown or the dancing monkey and you're just the entertainer, then switch into being a challenge and switch into escalating. If you notice that you're escalating, well, that could work, actually. Keep doing it until you're in the bathroom with her. Or if she's giving you some resistance, if you're escalating, all of a sudden she's like, no, can't do that, then go back to fun and go back to being a challenge. If you're too much of a challenge, Same thing. Go back to escalating or fun, but maneuver between those three. Okay, it just takes a little bit of practice. That's all you got to focus on 3 little things. Become an expert at each one of those. Go out to the bar one night and just practice being fun. Practice your energy and just having fun. Yeah, you might be the dancing monkey for that night, but so what? Just practice it. And be okay with being the dancing monkey for that one night. Or maybe it takes you a few nights. But then next night, go out and just practice being a challenge. Just be a challenge to every girl you see until you're so much of a challenge that she's like, okay, whoa, you're kind of being an asshole. Then you know you went too far. Another night, go out and just escalate. Just touch and move the girls and sexualize the conversation like crazy. And that's all you're doing is escalating. And then you'll be really good at that. And then you can combine the 3 and it's just going to work like magic. Remember, just be powerful. This only works if you add power behind it. Your opener, you don't need a clever opener. You just walk up, hey, I'm Matt. Just like that. Hey, what's up? I'm Matt. Who are you? Or be direct. Hey, you're cute. What's your name? That's all you got to do. With a smile on your face. That would be a little bit more like a powerful opener. You can also open with more fun, like, hey, what's up, girls? How's your night going? Stuff like that works really well. You girls seem fun. Are you fun? Stuff like that works really well. It doesn't really matter which way you choose. What matters is the energy. Are you powerful? And are you having fun? Are you a challenge? Are you taking things forward? That's the key to success. Sometimes I'll open real powerful by saying, hey, I'm Matt. Who are you? Nice to meet you. And then I'll go into a game a little bit later. I might challenge her first and say, so tell me one cool thing about you. I don't know about you yet. Oh, well, I really like dancing, blah, blah, blah. Say, okay, I like that. That's cool. And we'll talk about it a little bit. And then I might go into, come on, let's play a game. Or I might escalate by leading and say, come on, let's go. Let's go over here. Come meet my friends. It's no set way. You don't need like an A, B, C, D, E, F, because every interaction for nighttime is going to be different. There's going to be different situations. There's different people involved. She might be with friends, right? You might just approach just her, or you might approach the whole group and say, hey, you girls seem fun. Or it could be guys in the group. Hey, you guys seem fun. I wanted to come over and say hi. Hey, what's up? And just having that cool vibe. Hey, what's up? Nice to meet you. How do you get the vibe again? Get yourself in state. Talk to a lot of people. You're going to feed off of other people's energy. They're going to feed off of you. It's going to become this synergy, and your state will just be through the roof the more interactions that you have. So just don't worry about the outcome. Just go up. Hey, what's up? How's your night going? Yeah, nice to meet you. Where are you guys from? Yeah, that might be kind of a generic question, and a lot of coaches say, don't ask that question. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. You got to throw a lot of the rules out the window and just have a good time, have fun, be powerful, and then be a challenge and move things forward. That's really it. That's the essence of it. So start practicing this stuff. You're going to kick ass at it. I'm sure you're already kicking ass, but if you're not, don't worry about it. You're going to kick ass at this, and I'm here to help you as well. We got boot camps and other resources for you if you really need it. But just go out there and practice. Remember, go practice just having fun one night. Go practice just being a challenge one night. Practice escalating one night. And every night, practice being powerful. Always do it in a powerful way. Always approach in a powerful way. Hey, I'm Matt. Nice to meet you. Simple as that. That's like the easiest opener in the world. But it's powerful. And then go into fun and play a game with her. Say, come on, let's play a game. Oh, what game is it? I don't know if I want to play a game. Come on, let's play a game. We're playing. Power. Challenge her in a powerful way. Don't say, so, what are you into? No, say, so, what are you all about? Like, what are you passionate about? I don't know anything about you. What are you passionate about? Power. And when you escalate, same thing. Come on, let's go over here. Not like, so do you want to get a drink? No, come on. Come meet my friends. Come get a drink. Let's go. Power. That's the key to all of this. Not going to work if you're weak. So go ahead, go over to the next video whenever you're ready, and let's talk about escalation, how to get her in bed